Okay, good morning. Good morning. It is 9:30 and we know how busy you all are, so we always like to begin right on time. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to enable the waiting room to allow everyone to join, and I'm going to begin the recording now. This is our marketing disclaimer. By being involved in this platform, you are authorizing permission for this to be videotaped and uploaded to our website and used in marketing materials. Additionally, no reproduction or use of this video may be made without prior written consent. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning for our program, Roof Ready, Navigating Repairs, Replacements, and Coastal Changes. The team from AK Certified Roofing has a great presentation in store for you today. So again, thank you for being here to learn and to educate your board members from what you learn. We would love to see where everyone is joining in from. So if you're a board member or a CAM, go ahead and let us know in the chat now. And then, as always, speaking of chat, if you have any questions, we ask that you wait until the end of the presentation, have them ready, and then put them into the chat so that we can answer for you. Additionally, I will send in the chat an email address where you can schedule a consultation for your association with AK. It is my honor to introduce AK Roofing's owner. Please meet Andrew. Andrew was born in Boston and moved to Palm Coast in 2001. He created AK Certified Roofing Company in 2017. Having been in the construction industry for over a decade, in these past 7 years, 8 now, AK Certified Roofing has grown tremendously. Andrew started this company locally in Palm Coast and has since expanded throughout the state. Andrew takes great pride in meeting the needs of his neighbors and in his local community, and he loves to build relationships with his customers, and it's very evident in the way he talks about his experiences with them. We just had a meeting with him and saw that firsthand. He has certifications in both building contracting and roofing contracting. Andrew, we're looking forward to hearing from you today.
Thank you, Diane. Good morning, everyone. I appreciate everyone coming in and joining us today. We got a pretty good topic, roof ready, navigating repairs and replacements, specifically coastal challenges as well. A lot of different things to talk about. Some of the reasons why we put these webinars on are to continue in education, and it's a constant change when it comes to roofing. It might not be a fun topic to discuss, but there's always a lot of different things to talk about when it comes to roofing, as far as materials, the weather, installation methods, and different longevities of the installations that you put on your roof. For new board members, it's a pretty good topic to discuss as well. Being as it's a new year, the weather is changing, so there's different things that you can learn when it comes to roofing, specifically for this webinar. Trying to keep everyone up to date and keep things constant. So without further ado, I guess we're going to start doing this. One of the one of the topics that we're going to discuss is applications for Florida's coastal climate that withstand hurricanes, heat, and humidity. A few different installations or a few different applications that you can put on a roof consists of shingles, tile, metal. You got flat roofing and other types of flat roofing materials as well, as far as TPO, EPDM, and waterproofing. One of the better installations that you can use on a coastal area to withstand the wind and the rain and humidity and heat is actually going to be metal. Metal roofing is one of the better applications that you could use on a coastal area. It really holds up to the wind, and it has a really good barrier for water intrusion as well, as far as the application you use for your underlayment. A couple different things you could use, peel and stick or a synthetic. If you go with a peel and stick, that's the better option, high temp, and it gives you that added protection for any water intrusion. Metal roofing The wind ratings, you can go anywhere from 140 to 160 mile an hour, and you should be pretty good. With Hurricane Milton that came through previously, we did a lot of repairs, did a lot of replacements as well on homes, and majority of the homes that had damage were shingle, and majority of the homes on the coastline that we came across were shingle as well. There was a couple of roofs that had metal, but the only issue with the metal roofs on those particular cases were the ridge caps um, getting damaged, and that's a pretty easy fix in regard to the roof. Another option would be concrete tile. Concrete tile would probably be the second best, in my opinion, to withstand the hurricanes and heat and humidity. Concrete tile is it's a really good product to use. It keeps your roof cool, your under your roof cool. The applications, there's plenty of different ways you can install them. You got your flat, you got your S tile, barrel tile, and so on. They all have different installation methods as well. You can do a direct deck, do foam on battens, etc. They're durable and they last quite a long time compared to your shingle roof as well. Um, Other methods that you could use on condos specifically where you have a flat roof, it's TPO. TPO is ideal for flat roofs and commercial and multi-families. Um, it offers a heat resistance as well. You can do it on different applications. You can put it over existing application um, that currently might be on the roof. They come with good warranties as well. We'll touch on that in a little bit. And the other alternative option to that is obviously shingles. Shingles they hold up well. One good product manufacturer, Owens Corning. We happen to be an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor. Owens Corning was one of the only manufacturers in the state of Florida to come out with a public statement regarding Hurricane Milton and the wind. Hurricane Milton did not sustain over 130-mile-an-hour winds, and Owens Corning came out and put a bulletin out there specifically for that reason, to let the homeowners and customers know who did have their roof put on by Owens Corning that their roof would be covered underneath the wind rating and the wind warranty if the roof was under the appropriate age for that. Not a lot of other manufacturers were very willing to come out with that information, but Owens Corning was one of them. So when it comes to shingle roofs on the coastline, they do take some damage pretty well, and they can blow off and cause damage to your roof as well. But if you have a good system installed, like Owens Corning or a GAF or an Atlas type shingle, they do come with protection against wind ratings and wind resistance. And if it doesn't meet that threshold, they will honor a warranty on it. The main things when it comes to the shingle roofs, obviously, you're going to look at specifically on the coast is I would look at upgrading your underlayment from a synthetic to a peel and stick. A lot of homes that suffered damage with synthetic, the synthetic was also damaged. A lot of homes with the peel and stick that we came across that were damaged from hurricanes, the peel and stick will still adhere to the deck, and so you still have that added protection of water resistance and barrier. Um, and a couple other upgrades you can do on that is upgrade your aluminum drip edge from a galvanized to aluminum. Um, Go with a stainless steel nail on top of that as well. It's a little bit added cost, but it doesn't rust, and you'll get that longevity out of the material. Um, let's move on to the next topic here. How how do you determine whether a roof needs repair or full replacement? What are the key indicators? Well, obviously, leaking is one of them. If you have a leaky roof, could be many different factors. A lot of the times it's a flashing issue, whether it be a gooseneck or a boot. Um, and in some cases, it could be a wall flashing issue or chimney flashing issue or skylight. With those issues, they're easy to kind of navigate, figure out. It just takes a little bit of time and effort. And what you can do is you can call a roofing contractor like us or one in your community that's reputable and have them do a water leak test. The leak test really pinpoints the intrusion points on the roof. So what we'll do is we'll go out there, we'll inspect your attic, and we'll have somebody go into the attic in the general area of where the water intrusion is coming in, and then we can perform a water leak test with either a garden hose or some water in general, and we'll work it around the flashing areas. We'll work up and down the chimney, the stucco, until we find the exact point of entry to that leak, which would cause the damage, and will remedy the situation. And it saves a lot of money um, doing it that way because you know where the leak is at, and you're determining where the entry point is, and you're fixing that problem rather than assuming that it's leaking in this area. It's got to be this. So let's just go ahead and throw some money at it, throw some time at it, fix it, and then wait for the next rainstorm to come and see if it worked. Um, when we're looking at like repairs as far as uh, like maybe in the field, um, if the roof is pretty old, the shingles do become brittle, and when you have a brittle shingle, it can be difficult to remove and replace the shingles without damaging the shingles around it. Um, and it takes special time to be able to manipulate the shingle so that it doesn't um, tear or rip above the damaged area when you're reinstalling it. Um, and in most cases, when it comes to that, a lot of times it could be a plywood clip in the middle of the field. It could be a boot that's not sealed properly or it's opened up. It could be a gooseneck that's the flashing, it's just not sitting right, and the water is getting its way through there. We've also seen it that in some cases the the ventilation for your bathroom is just not venting properly because of the angle of the flex pipe that is coming from your bathroom's air vent going out is sucking in the condensation from when you take a shower, and it just holds in the elbow of the piping that's supposed to exhaust out of the roof, and that moisture is just building up to the point where it rolls back and drips back into the bathroom, causing you to have a leak where it's not the actual roof itself, it's just the ventilation is just not venting properly. Um, in other cases, age of the roof can be a big determining factor as well, specifically for shingles and tile. When it comes to tile roofs, the main things you want to look at are going to be obviously where is the leak located? Is it in a valley? It could be the valley metal. Is it on the field? Is there a gooseneck or a boot next to it? Same kind of concept as a shingle roof. It could be the battens. It could be the fasteners. It could be a couple different things, but more than likely, it's more cases than not, we come across leaks on tile roofs. It's mainly due to the fasteners that were installed have just deteriorated to the point where it's opened up the roof to water intrusion um, and insulation defects and stuff like that as well. Um, when you when you're looking at replacing or repairing um, the roof itself, I would look at the age of the roof, the type of material that's on the roof, um, and kind of gauge what the life expectancy is of that material. For instance, like a shingle roof, your life expectancy is now 15 to 20 years due to insurance regulations in Florida. Um, and tile roofs are 20 to 25 years. Metal roofs are going to be about the same as tile, 20, 25 years. So if you have a leak that has been ongoing and it's been a consistent issue, um, I would look at the age of the roof before I throw a bunch of money into repairing that. Um, Only because at some point your insurance companies are going to come around knocking on your door, sending you the telegram that you don't want to hear, that you need to get your roof replaced, um, and you just sunk thousands of dollars into a repair. So I think um, the best route would be to factor the age of the roof, look at the location of the leak. Where is it? Is it near a wall? Is it near a flashing? Is it near a boot or gooseneck? Is it in the middle of the field? And and determine how likely the situation is going to get resolved and be able to withstand the next few years because that same issue might pop up on a different part of your roof, and then you're going to just chase the leak from different areas. Um, and when it comes to shingles as well, age of the roof, I would look at the brittleness of the shingle. Is it deteriorated to the point where it's granulated on the roof? Is there a bunch of granules coming out of my gutters and stuff like that? So those will be a couple of the key indicators. Um, I would hire a reputable contractor um, in your community or give us a call. We can come out, take a look at it, and do an assessment of the roof. Get a pull up your if you just bought the home, find out when the home was originally built. Is it the original roof or the building itself? And determine if that's something that you want to try and resolve by repairing or replacing it completely. Um, we're going to move on to the next topic here. What roofing systems are the most cost-effective and durable for multi-unit properties like condominiums? So, couple depends on the profile of the roof. If it's a flat roof or a pitched roof, if it's a shallow pitched roof, a couple things will determine the best method of going about it. On condo associations, condominiums, and buildings, such as one in the picture, it's more than likely going to be a TPO roof on the top. That's going to be your most cost effective. If you're going to get your most durability out of it, it's going to give you the best benefits. After the time has passed where a TPO roof has gone past its life expectancy, there's other options. You can coat it, waterproof it, to get some added time if you need that. Your balconies as well could get waterproofed, coated. Um, the other options could be a standing seam metal roof. Those standing seam metal roofs, their price point is not as much as a tile roof, and not as it's probably the middle of the pack. So shingles gonna be your cheapest option, and with a pitched roof, then you're gonna step up to a metal rib panel, and then from there you're gonna step up to a metal standing seam panel, and then from that point you're gonna step up to a tile roof, or a TPO roof as well. And when it comes to TPO, um, they're good at insulating the roof as well, so it gives you some added heat resistance and some added protection when it comes to thermal and radiation or heat resistance. Standing seam metal, you're gonna get your same thing. It's got reflectivity on it, so it bounces the heat waves back off. It doesn't take in as much heat as a shingle roof would. It withstands the winds pretty well compared to a shingle roof, and it's a great looking product once it's installed as well. A couple things to look at when it comes to metal roofs, specifically standing seam, is the application and the installation of it. If you're going to go from a shingle roof to a metal roof, you can do that easily, or from a metal roof to a shingle roof, you can do that easily. The couple things to keep in mind, though, when it comes to metal, is oil canning. And oil canning is where the the panels were installed either too tightly with a fastener, where it crimps the metal too tight to the deck, or it could be that underneath the metal there is differences from the plywood, so it can create a almost like a ramp effect where it looks like the when the sunlight's shining on it from a certain angle, it can create a look where it's kind of ramping up or down, but it's just following the slope. So a couple things you can do to prevent that is obviously hire a reputable contractor to take the time and go through the installation of the metal roof. You can install shims. You can try to level the roof out by using some added material underneath the metal to prevent the dipping and the oil canning, and just making sure that the contractor is aware that oil canning is could be done by the installation. It also could be just the roof itself, the way the roof was framed up. It might just not be the perfect setting, and you just might need to take a little bit more time and money to put into it, where you're basically essentially outlining the entire field of the roof, framing it up with battens, and building the roof up onto a new um, batten, basically, and making sure that the roof is installed where there is no blemishes when it comes to that. Um, Other things to talk about on multifamily or condos, um, specifically for flat roofs. One of the big things that I always see when I go out to um, inspect roofs that are having issues are the scuppers. The scuppers are usually something that needs to be checked on. I would say quarterly. Go up there, have a maintenance guy go up there, check the scuppers, make sure that their drain is not clogged. I've been on many roofs, flat roofs, where they have trees that are surrounding the building and they haven't been up on the roof in months. And I go up there and I'm uh, in knee-deep water because the water buildup from the blockage of the scupper or the drain pipe, and what that's just going to cause issues as well, leaks, intrusions. So regularly going up there with your maintenance or having a maintenance company go up there and checking those areas, checking your flashings, checking your seams and your rooftop accessories such as like your air conditioning units and anything else that might be on the rooftop, checking those and making sure that they're not being forgotten about and they're being maintained. You can just put some eyes on it. If you see that there's rust or an opening at the bottom of the base of the unit of the air conditioning unit, then more than likely you're going to have an issue there coming up in the future. And if you have trees around your building, it's a must. Go up there and make sure that the roof is cleaned off and clear of debris because it's just going to hold water. Um, what else can we talk about on that? I think we covered most of it. How can I protect, or how can protect proactive roof maintenance extend the life of a roof, and what should a maintenance plan include? So we actually have a maintenance plan with our company that we offer, and it's built specifically for residential homes and um, shingles, metal, or tile. But it could be kind of reciprocated into a commercial setting, such as a condominium or a multifamily unit. Um, and basically, what we include in our roof share care plan is what we call it, is a yearly comprehensive inspection. Basically, we'll go out prior to storm season and we'll do a inspection of the roof. We'll have our guys go out. We'll check your wall flashings. We'll check your shingles, um, your boots, your goosenecks. We'll check make sure your dryer vent isn't clogged from above. Um, we'll check your flashings around chimneys. We'll check your skylights. If there's any debris in the valleys, we'll blow them off. There's other things you want to look at on the roof. The nail pops, stuff like that. Those are all things that you wanna be prepared for or have checked up on before hurricane season. We also document, photograph the roof prior to hurricane season or storm season because there'll be instances where we do have a hurricane and your insurance company is going to want to probably fight you on a claim if you put a claim in. And if you have this documentation and you've been upkeeping and maintaining your roof, there shouldn't be any issues. When we're able to give you photographs of that roof prior to storm season, and you can show the insurance company, listen, this is what our roof looked like prior to storm season. This is what it turned out looking like after the hurricane or the storm passed. It gives you a little bit better of a fighting chance in some cases, and it makes your roof last longer as well. So a lot of things that'll happen around flashing, specifically if you're using like a counter flashing on like a chimney or something like that. The caulking that is used, like say for instance, a geocell, it's elastomeric roofing caulking. When you put that on a counter flashing, if it's not seated properly, if it's not completely filled in, if you have a void there, water eventually will find it. So doing a yearly check on those areas, if you have counter flashings, is something that is beneficial to help prevent water intrusion. Um, they the other things to look at would be, like I said, your wall flashings, your valleys, your gutters. I've went out to a property um, where they had an issue on their roof, and they said that there was water getting in behind on the back wall of the property. So I went on the roof. I went inside, inspected it, went on the roof, and did not find anything that would have stuck out, except for the fact that their gutters were pitched the incorrect way, and they were pitched complete opposite direction they should have been pitched. So all of the water was flowing into one corner where they would overflow over the top of the gutter or up and behind the drip edge into the building. And that was the issue when it came to that particular instance. And so I pointed out the fact that there's water sitting in the gutters still, and we hadn't had rain in weeks. And the drain, the downspout drain was in the complete opposite direction. So they have to correct that and make sure that is being pitched the right way. So yearly maintenance, yearly checkups on your property and your roof do help go a long way. It makes your life of your roof last a lot longer. When it comes to that, again, we offer that to our customers, and it's billed differently for the type of home that you have. Could be whether it's shingles or tile or metal. It's based on the story of the home. When it comes to a tile, a couple things that you want to look at for maintenance is the valleys and the buildup of material that from the trees that build up in the valley. Those need to be cleaned out because when the water is running from your main slopes down to your valleys and it's not finding a clear path to your drainage, which would be your gutter or just rolling off your roof, it would pond and build up and then roll back behind your battens and sit there or sit on your valley flashings and find a way in and deteriorate your underlayment and your battens and your flashings and stuff like that over time. So those areas need to be cleaned up and checked out. Metal roofs, kind of the same thing. Your valleys, main focus. A couple of things that go bad on metal roofs with exposed fasteners, like a roof panel. Use the exposed fasteners at the age of the when the roof becomes a certain age. The rubber garments on the bottom of the screws they start deteriorating, and they might open up and cause problems down the road. So keep an eye on those and maintaining that, keeping your roof clean of debris helps helps that out a lot. And being on the coast, aluminum roofing panels when it comes to metal is a must as well because if you are on the coast, they won't warranty your roof unless it's aluminum. If it's galvanized, they won't warranty it. So it will rust and deteriorate quite a bit faster than an aluminum roof would. A couple other things that we do with our roof share care plan is we do emergency tarping. Um, it's an additional fee, and gutter cleaning, which is an additional fee, only because it's case by case. If the roof needs a tarp, it could be a small tarp, it could be a bigger tarp. If the gutters are on the home, it could be 10-foot gutter, it could be 300 feet of gutter. So those are just case by case, but we do have that option as well in our maintenance program, and that's something that I would look into doing if I were a
Andrew,
homeowner or HOA. Yes.
let me jump in real quick because that actually brings up a really good question, I think. So you said that that program includes roof tarping. So, for example, if someone is in that program with you and there's a hurricane and they have damage to their roof, whether it's the condo roof or your individual home, whoever your client is, does that put them at the top of the list for an emergency like that? Like they're going to be the first people you go to see, if there's damage to the roof to secure their roof before you take people that are just calling in?
Yes. So they if you're part of our roof share care plan, they get priority when it comes to tarping of roofs. So we have a like a spreadsheet. We keep all of our customers that have the roof share care plan maintenance program
Mm-hmm.
signed up, and if there is an issue with a storm that comes through and causes damage widespread, they'll be the priority in that case. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's important because I can just tell you in my neighborhood and some of my properties, that's something that needs attention pretty much right away. Um,
Yes.
and if you don't have a contract like that with somebody, it can be a couple weeks before anybody can get to you.
That's correct. I have some friends that live over in the west coast of Florida, and they're telling me months after Hurricane Milton went through, or weeks after Hurricane Milton went through, that there's still properties out there that need tarps and still dealing with the effects of the storm. And a lot of roofing contractors, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones. There's some storm chasers, and then there's the locals that are building reputation and building their community up. And those are the ones that you want to work with, the ones that are local, building your community up, not the ones that are chasing a storm, knocking on your door. Those
Right.
guys, their main focus is to, yeah, they want to take care of you, but they're taking care of themselves mainly as well.
Trying to
And
profit on that initial damage and then get out.
yeah, a lot of times what they'll do is they will they'll sign you up to a contract and kind of put you in a position where you're only able to work directly with them. And when you're one of hundreds of people only working with that one roofing contractor, you're going to be put in the back of the line. You're going to be in the queue. You're going to be waiting, and you're going to be going through the process. And you're just kind of you're not going to get the same that same commitment, that same level of service that you would from like a local reputable company that doesn't just show up after a storm. Um, I've heard a lot of horror stories when few years ago, hurricane hit over in Fort Myers area. The there were tarps on the roofs over there for months, and a lot of times it was due to homeowners signing up with these um, storm chasing companies that just showed up at their door, and they signed up with them and they put them through the process. They started the process, and now they're just sitting back and waiting. Well, they have hundreds of other customers that they're processing claims for, and homeowners are processing claims for. And those same people are dealing with the same adjusters, dealing with the same desk adjusters. So they kind of just it kind of gets lost in translation, and it doesn't get the same needed attention that you would that you should deserve in certain circumstances like that. We don't chase storms. Our company doesn't chase storms. We have a few in our area that do, um, and some of them are good. So not all of them are bad, but some of them are good. But a lot of times, it's going to be uh, a hassle dealing with insurance claims or in this era of insurance claims. About prior to COVID, it was completely different. The game has changed completely when it comes to insurance claims and insurance inspections and dealing with that process. Is there any other questions?
No, I think that that was it. I mean, I just think that that's really important with as
Yeah.
many storms as we've had the last few years come through that have done damage that we haven't seen in a while. I think people are concerned when you get close to that hurricane season on what they can do to be prepared should they be affected.
Yeah, of course. And I don't think we're going to have a big, busy hurricane season this year, but you never know.
Fingers crossed.
I
I
think
think
it's going to be
everyone's ready for a break.
yeah, I think it's going to be a slow season this year. All right, let's move on to the next topic. What are warranties? What are warranties available for roofing projects, and what should HOAs and COAs look for when selecting a contractor? So, a couple things that if I'm on a HOA or if I'm not in roofing and I'm just a homeowner and I have a background in roofing and I have some experience in it, but if I'm going through the process of dealing with selecting a contractor or a roofing contractor to take on a project, specifically for maybe like an HOA where it has to do with like a multifamily or a condominium, um, I'm looking at the contractor. Where is he out of? Is he local? Um, what kind of work does he do mainly? What's his focus on? What certifications does he have? Does he have a license? Is the qualifier of the license, is he involved with the roofing company? In Florida, as a roofing contractor, you can qualify other roofing companies and you can be involved to the statute, the Florida statute, what the Florida statute requires, and that's not enough. You want somebody that has an actual licensed contractor that's involved in the company, not someone that is licensing multiple roofing companies that specialize in multiple different things on each company as well. So I'm going to look at do a little bit of research on the contractor. Is he the licensed contractor? Is that licensed contractor involved? Um, what certifications do they have? If I'm going with like a Versico TPO roof, is he certified with Versico or if he's certified with GAF? I'm going with a shingle roof. Is he backed by a manufacturer like Owens Corning, being a platinum preferred contractor, or a GAF Master Elite? Um, what what do they do in my community? Are they a part of the community? Do they give back to the community? How involved are they? Some of these companies they're really good at getting jobs done, but they do nothing for the community that you live in. I think it's important because if there is an issue down the road, um, if their community presence is there, they care about what they do. They're going to care about who they're taking care of. Obviously, they're in your community, so you're going to get that backing. They care about satisfaction and customer service and stuff like that. Look at their Google reviews, look at their Facebook reviews, look at the Better Business Bureau. Um, check on their licensing. How many complaints do they have? Do they have any at all? How do they resolve them? And I would look at those things, and you can take it as far as you can ask them some additional questioning. Um, when was the last time you installed one of these roofs? Where was it at? Um, do you have a reference for that project? What was the timeline that you were given did you have a deadline of 3 months, and how did you meet that deadline? For us, I mean, we've taken on some multifamily jobs where we've had deadlines, and we've taken on some commercial jobs where we've had deadlines, and we've always were ahead of the deadline. And fortunately, some circumstances they prevent you from meeting the deadline. Could be inspections, it could be manufacturer materials that's just delayed, or the weather itself. Stuff like that can slow down the process. But if there is a if there isn't a good reason for not meeting the deadline, why didn't you meet the deadline? Um, the uh, the other things, what kind of warranty options, I guess. Warranty options, like for instance, if you're certified with Versico, you should be able to um, extend their warranties on the TPO. If you're certified with Owens Corning, like a platinum preferred contractor, and you're using a full system based product, or you should be able to extend the warranty on that as well to um, for the installation of the product. So those are some of the things that I would definitely consider and look into. Also, the presentation that they're bringing to you. Are they educational? Do they know the product? Do they know the installation of the product? Um, what uh, what what can they bring to the table as far as education for your board, for your HOA? For instance, I mean, we are working with an HOA that has tile currently on their roof, and I'm going to be working with this HOA for a few weeks, trying to figure out the best approach on what their best bang for the buck will be. Will that be a repair until they get the funds to replace fully, or would it be a full replacement? And we're going to weigh those odds, and we're going to bring in some experts, specifically from the manufacturer, to answer questions for the board, go in front of the board, go in front of the homeowners, the ones that are actually paying the money, that actually have to pay that monthly HOA fee that care. I mean, so many HOAs have really been taking a beating as far as the law change and making the accounts, the escrow accounts, or I don't know the proper term for it, but making sure that they have the funding in their treasury to be able to sustain um, the the Florida building codes and the building structure and all of that. So I would definitely get them more, see if they're going to get involved with your HOA, see how much involvement they want to have, see how involved they would want to be in front of your clients, your customers, your homeowners, and those things are really telling when it comes to finding a contractor. Um, the those are probably the main things I would think about. Go on to the next topic here. All right, so what role does proper roof drainage play in avoiding structural damage, and how can it be addressed in condo HOA properties? So we touched on it a little bit when it comes to flat roofs. The scuppers, big thing to look at. The proper drainage, which way is the water flowing? Is the water flowing correctly? Is it ponding? Is it sitting there for an extended period of time? Um, Making sure that that water is flowing off the roof and not sitting on the roof for an extended period of time is really crucial when it comes to your maintenance of a flat roof. Um, Making sure that the scuppers aren't clogged, like we discussed, making sure the water's not sitting there for too long, and making sure your downspouts and your gutters are pitched and not clogged. There's a lot of times where the gutters are a factor when it comes to a roof issue. Um, and just checking your flashings, checking your metals. We went over a lot of this previously, but I can't say it enough. Making sure that your drainage is not clogged. It does help dramatically. The If you do have an issue where the water is ponding, or their water is just not draining properly. There's different ways you can go about it. You can build it up with like an ISO board. You can do like a built-up system and reapply your flat roof material after you build it up. Um, that will help with the drainage and making sure that everything's flowing off properly. Um, let's see. What are the most common roofing issues faced by properties in Florida, and how can they be prevented? So, a couple things we talked about earlier. Um, Wind is a big factor in Florida, especially during hurricane season and living on the coast. When it comes to shingles, wind damage, you want to make sure you have a good product, a good shingle on the roof. There's there's shingles out there that they base their manufacturing and their their promotions on wind resistance and uplift. There's other companies that base their promotions on algae resistance and the focus of making sure you don't get blue-green algae or streaking. Um, when it comes to Owens Corning, they have a duration strip. It's a woven fabric that goes across the top of the shingle that you nail into, and that's there to for added protection for uplift and wind. Um, there's not a lot you can do when it comes to 100-mile-an-hour winds on a shingle roof. You're going to get some damage. Doesn't matter how well it's installed. 100 anything over 100 miles an hour, you can expect something on the roof to be lifted at some point, unfortunately. But when it comes to metal roofs, like I said earlier, metal roofs hold up really well, especially if they're installed correctly. The main thing that you're going to find with a metal roof is the ridge vents or the ridges, the caps that go on top. Those become um, susceptible to the wind and can be damaged over time. I've seen it where the wind has been so strong that it pulled the hip cap through away from the roof, and the screw is still sitting on the roof, and the hip cap just blew right through the screw head. And tile roofs as well. They can be susceptible to the wind. A lot of the times when you have tile roofs that are damaged by wind, it's because of the age of the roof. It's the uh, the age of the roof and the deterioration of the shingle or the tile itself. Um, but a couple things that you can do to prevent those, like I said, is just maintenance, making sure you're maintaining the roof, making sure you're going back and addressing any issues that you might see. If there's any cracked tiles up on the roof, replace them, adhere them, bond them together. If you have a metal roof where you see that uh, the the screw heads are becoming deteriorated and it's causing a little gap between the screw head and the metal panel itself, get them replaced, get them addressed. Um, Shingle roofs, again, just making sure that you don't have any loose shingles before the storm season, making sure that you don't have any nail pops, checking your flashings and any loose items that might be on the roof, your vents and stuff like that that are up there, just making sure those are all taken care of. And then how can board members evaluate roofing bids effectively to ensure transparency, value, and quality work? Apples to apples. So when it comes to the different products, they're all pretty comparable across the board for the big manufacturers, such as like Roscoe or GAF. They're both good products when it comes to TPO flat roofing. You're going to look for when it comes to those is which company went out there and did a core sample? Which company went out there and built a scope of work? Are they showing you that scope of work? Um, what are their plans on how they're going to approach your installation? Are they going to install it um, one way versus the leading or their competitor on another way? And then weigh in the factors. I mean, if one company is installing it this way versus another company installing it another way, just look at that installation method, do some research on it, reach out to the manufacturer, ask them some questions. and see what they have to say. When it comes to shingles, again, all pretty comparable across the board for the most part. The top three competitors will be JAF, Owens Corning, and I would probably say Atlas. And what are they using for underlayment? Are they using a peel and stick? Are they using a synthetic? Are they using a 30-pound felt? Are they taping your seams? What are they doing for your underlayment? The best underlayment, the upgrade to synthetic would be peel and stick. The upgrade for tape seams would be 2 layers of synthetic. So what are they using? Are they using a full system? Are they using all of that manufacturer's product? Is it going to be their tile, their tile underlayment? Is it going to be their shingle underlayment, their hip and ridge caps, their starter, and what is the other company using? Are they doing the same thing? Full systems go a long way when it comes to manufacturer warranties because they're warranting their product based off of the full system that they created and manufactured. So if you have a full system, you should have better coverage, better protection. Also, what type of uh, warranty are they offering you? Are they going to offer you just the basic standard warranty? Are they going to offer you an extended warranty? Are they going to offer you a 2-year labor warranty? Or are they going to offer you a 10-year labor warranty or a 25-year labor warranty? The quality of installation, stuff like that. Check out the previous jobs that they've done, whether it be a multifamily or a condo or just a regular house. Check out what they've done. I mean, a lot of these bigger companies out there, they run around the state of Florida and they do work for a lot of HOAs and a lot of communities and stuff like that, condo associations and property management companies. And yeah, they're all good. Some of the companies are all good, but they're not taking the same people that they used in Tallahassee, and then they're using that same exact crew in Brevard County. So they're jumping around. They're not just like sitting in one spot and they're doing all their work. They're picking personnel up on the way. And unfortunately, that's a lot of the way the practice is. So if they're jumping all over the state, um, they might bring their guys with them all over the state, but more cases than not, they're mainly finding guys or they're working with guys that they know in that particular area. So you want to make sure that they're backing their work up, their quality is good, making sure they're going to stand behind their work. And that's why I said look at what they're doing in your community. If they're working in your community and they're giving back to your community, they're helping your community, they're probably going to stand behind their work and help you as well. Um, Letters of recommendation are always good as well. Those can come in handy, but refer back to them. Reach back out to the person that wrote the letter. Make sure it's accurate. Make sure it's actually real. And those are a couple of things that board members can do to evaluate those particular areas. And is there any questions or concerns or anything else that I might not have gone over that anybody might want to ask or say? And if not, I perfectly fine.
Great job, Andrew. Any questions? You went over a lot and I appreciate it. I know that we all appreciate it. I'm going to put in the chat a way to reach out to you. It's on the screen as well. Thank you so much for taking the time today, Andrew. Thank you for educating the CAMs so that they're better equipped to communicate with their board members. And we appreciate everyone attending this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you too. Take care.